Good evening, my mirror heroes. Hi, my name is Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. I am the Mirror Hero. And tonight, I am actually really excited because last year, my brother got engaged and it was so stinking cute. It was amazing. And my brother invited the family to Central Park where he proposed. And so I'll put some pictures up here. And we are just so excited and happy for him. And their wedding is coming up in June. So I thought to kind of introduce them to the channel because I will be talking about them a lot. I would ask them about their top skincare picks because one, they both have amazing skin, but also it's kind of a trick question because the answers they gave me were actually coming from the recommendations that I had given to them. So, of course, every product that they said, I absolutely love because I've tried and tested them all. Now, they both happen to travel a lot for work. And not only that, they love to travel to go see concerts and music festivals. So they are traveling and on the road quite a bit. And so they have a core set of products that they use and like to travel with. Ones that don't take up too much space in their bag, but they feel like they're still taking care of business, right? Because they want to feel good when they're on the road and they always want to be jet set ready. So I thought I'd run through their top picks of their 3 non-negotiables, which are micellar water, lip balm, and moisturizers. Now, these skincare sidekicks for them never leave their toiletry bags, and they never leave home without them. So I thought I'd walk you through their top picks, give you a little commentary, and lastly, I will show you how I actually maximize their picks and I put them in my personal item go bag as I start to pack for my trip to San Francisco, which is leaving tomorrow. So, without any further ado, the first product that I want to talk about.
Gosh, Mom, you forgot the most important part of this video. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the interruption, but my name is Winnie, the littlest mirror hero, and I have very important breaking news. Amazon Prime Day is about to start. It will run from June 23rd to 26th, which means some of the products my mom talks about today might be on sale. So don't forget to check out her Amazon storefront down in the description box below. She worked really hard on this video and hopes that everyone has a good time watching her funny little face. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye!
The first product that I want to talk about is a micellar water, and this is from Doré. I love Doré. It's a French skincare brand. They just know how to do micellar water right. Now, Doré's micellar water has cornflower water, which cleanses the skin, and I believe it's Damascus rose water that hydrates and soothes irritated skin. It's also got aloe vera to soothe the skin and reinforce the skin's barrier. And honestly, it's just one of the few micellar waters that doesn't irritate my eyes. And it just feels so clean without being abrasive. And that's just what French skincare does. It's awesome. And I mean, I have this full-size one, but of course I have one in my travel bag, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then the next one that they use is this one from Bioderma. Bioderma, also a French skincare brand, so you know it just does it right. This one is the Hydra Bio H2O formula, so it's a little bit more hydrating than the regular one. But this removes makeup, it removes sunscreen, it removes dirt, it removes grime, it removes everything. It doesn't irritate my eyes, always a plus. And it just keeps the skin barrier balanced. This is my brother's favorite for the sole reason that it has this cool little press pump. And so what he does at night before he goes to sleep is, he just pumps down on this, the liquid comes out, and he just wipes his face clean. And he says he hasn't had an acne breakout in the longest time just because this takes care of everything while being as effortless as it possibly could be. And this is something that I use. I mean, obviously, I have 2 full size of these micellar waters because every once in a while, I don't shower at night. And I'm either just too tired or I've fallen asleep on the couch or whatever. But this is so good because I cannot go to sleep with a makeup-clad, dirty face. I have to do something, and sometimes all the energy I have left to do is to use a cleansing wipe and just wipe my face with some micellar water. But honestly, it's always saved me. It has always come through in the clutch. And I think my brother and his fiance really love it because it's just so easy. And I think that's something that runs through their top picks because when you travel as much as they do, they don't have time for complex, intimidating routines. They just don't. And these are tried and true for them. So obviously, they also have the little travel size of both. The next type of products that they use, a moisturizer. Now, they told me about 2 different moisturizers, both which I had recommended to them. But one is more, I'd say, for winter, and then one is more for summer just because it's lighter. But I'll get into both. First, let's talk about the OG of moisturizers. This is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizer. And gosh, I remember going to the mall and stopping by a Kiehl's and picking this up. So you know it's tried and true. But it's infused with squalane and glycerin to hydrate. It's fragrance-free. And it's simple, but it's perfect. It's just something that delivers for them 100% of the time. And so they'll never be without this. And they actually have the big jar at their apartment, and then they take a little to-go one when they're traveling. The second moisturizer that they always reach for is by Ursa Major, and it's their Fortifying Gel Moisturizer. So it's really good in the summer because it's hydrating, but never heavy. And so even if you have oily, combination, or dry skin, this is going to work for you, and it's just so light. One of the fun ingredients, it's got prickly pear, which calms the skin while providing lightweight hydration, and it just glides on the skin. It's really, really good. It happened to be 95 degrees today here in New York City, so I'm actually going to use some of this to hydrate my skin, but not feel like I'm suffocating. And it kind of has a nice, fresh, organic smell. It's one of those moisturizers whose fragrance takes on the ingredients that it uses. So it just smells fresh, a little bit woodsy, but not overwhelming. I mean, I'm not super into woodsy smells, but it subsides in about 20 seconds and it just feels fresh. And so, last but not least, they always travel with a lip balm. And my brother will tell you, first and foremost, he's got one in his jacket pocket. He's got one by his nightstand. He's got one in his catch-all dish right in front of his front door. So he is definitely a lip balm believer. His fiance also. So the first one I'll go over, this is the Allies of Skin Peptide and Ceramide Repair Lip Balm. And the first time I tried this, I reordered about 4 more and sent to my brother and his fiance because this was awesome. It's everything that you want in a lip balm that you didn't even know you wanted. So for example, I actually rarely reapply this, and it just provides super long-lasting hydration where you don't have to constantly worry about reapplying all day long. This will outlast any lip balm that you own just because it's so concentrated. But also, it has the peptides, the ceramides. It contains vitamin C and E, which is antioxidant protection. And because it's more of a sheer layer on your lips, I'd say we all use this probably more as a daytime formula. Our nighttime formula is by Experiment, and it's called Software. And this is more for nighttime use, but they keep it by their bedside, and this provides a gentle, occlusive layer over your lips. It hydrates, but I believe it also has a mild exfoliating property that just makes your lips feel so plump and fresh, gets rid of all the dryness and everything. When you wake up in the morning, your lips just feel so good. It's got the squalane, it has pomegranate sterols, and then also just a little bit of petrolatum, which is that Vaseline-like quality. So now that I've shown you my brother and his fiance's top picks, let's get me ready for travel as I pack my Mirror Hero Trip Wingchick. Obviously, due to my love of skincare, it's just a smidge more what my brother and fiance pack in their bags. However, my Trip Wingchick covers everything that I need to survive a long flight, if my luggage decides to take a vacation without me, or even if I'm going on a day trip and I just want to put something in my backpack so that way I feel prepared. Takes me back to my Girl Scout days. This is my go-to, in case of emergency, bag that I reach for when I'm in trouble. Okay, here she is. Now, first and foremost, I don't actually call this kit my travel Wingchick. I refer to her, and my friends and family all refer to her, because they also rely on her when we're all out together, by her name, which is Muchacha. And my Muchacha, she has got it all. She's got it going on. She is always prepared. And she's like, girl, I got you. You need a panty liner, tampon, roger that. you have a headache, you need some Excedrin, a heated eye mask because it's a migraine, Muchacha is on it. Your contact lens ripped and you need to put in a spare pair, check and check. And if you're just getting off the plane after a red eye and all you want to do is wash the dirt and the grime and the ick off of your face from that artificial plane air that you've been breathing in for like 10 hours, Muchacha's got options. Muchacha has never left me hanging. She sticks the landing every time. Perfect 10. And so on that note, I actually encourage everybody to build out their trip Wingchick and to give your trip Wingchick a name that's perfectly suited for your Wingchick. Obviously, it doesn't have to be Muchacha. I'm a little bit biased. But as an example, if you want to create a kit that rivals Mary Poppins, I don't know, what was that thing, that carpet bag where she like reaches her hand in and she pulls out a lamp? Well then, by all means, name her Mary Poppins. Or you can put a spin on it, like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Tamar from Musings of a Curvy Lady. She does it, and she does it next level. She calls the bag that she puts in her purse her Mary Was Poppin' bag. And honestly, if you haven't watched her videos, get on it. She's a former nurse, and my mom was a nurse, so everything was just super relatable, and her hygiene game is just next level. So after you watch this video, definitely watch hers, and I'll put links to her video below. And that's my mini Muchacha's goals right there. So get creative, and let me know down below if you've named your trip Wingchick, because I want to hear the best. I have a feeling they're going to be bangers. But back to Muchacha, because she is the star of the show today. And I want to show you just what Muchacha is packing, because she's packing some heat. She came to play, and she fully covers the 5 major travel failure categories when it's like, Houston, we have a problem. Testing 1, 2, 3. And those 5 major travel failures fall under, and I'll put it up here on the screen, vision failure, cleanup crew, body issues, skincare pickles, and 5, your comfort has been compromised. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because this thing, if it tips over, oh my gosh, my Muchacha. But I'm going to try my best. First, we're going to cover vision failure. So, what do I have? Obviously, my spare glasses, just in case. Then, I've got my little Lumify. I've got a little bit of contact lens solution. I got to refill this. And then, I've got 2 spare pairs of my contact lenses. Next travel failure, cleanup crew. First, I never travel without my little Lysol sanitizing spray. Then, in case I need to clean up my hands, if I've eaten something weird and messy, I've got the aloe disinfecting hand wipes. Then, if I become a little too sweaty for my own good, I've got the Lumi whole body deodorant. We're talking pits, we're talking all parts. Stay fresca, people. Then I've got all the mouth hygiene stuff. So, we've got a travel toothbrush, and that's the one that folds out, so it's kind of cool. And of course, I had to get it in my color purple. Then, some toothpaste, some dental floss. I've got these mouthwash single-use Listerine packets, really good in a pinch. And I love a good swish, just makes everything right. Then, in this pouch, and I'll get more into this later, but I do keep some toothpick-style floss just in case, you get a poppy seed in your tooth or something, and you will think about that thing all freaking day, every minute until it is gone. So have no fear, Muchacha is here. She's got you, girl. Then if you just need to freshen up, I've got some panty liners. And let's just say you're in the airport food court, get something on your shirt. We got a few shout wipes. Or if you decide, for whatever reason, and speaking from experience, you decide to wear a white shirt and then carry your jet black pup named Winnie around with you. And so you are covered from shoulder to waist in all of her fur. This is a travel lint roll and comes in very, very handy, especially when you're traveling and you realize all of a sudden that all of your clothes have dog hair all over it. That comes through in a clutch. Then next, number 3, body issues. I have what you would call a pill library. Now, I will include a link down below to my Amazon storefront where it has every single thing that I am talking about today that Muchacha is packing, and it will include all the links and details on how to get your very own pill pack. But what this is a pill organizer, and then it comes with like a pretty thick stack of stickers of every single type of medication that you could possibly think of. Now, these are ones that I reached for regularly. So it's got the Tylenol, it's got the Advil, it's got the Excedrin. However, I also have a lot of stomach issues. So, of course, I've got the Pepto, I've got the Beano, I've got the Gas-X, I've got Benadryl if something doesn't work with me right. But this has come in handy. I cannot tell you how many times. And it is small, compact, and amazing. So there's that. Then, of course, can't forget Band-Aids. Then, if you find yourself dehydrated and in need of some electrolytes, this is the Salud Hydration and Immunity pouch, but you can get any type of single-use packs. They're such a game changer, especially when you get so dehydrated on a flight. These really come in handy, so highly recommend. And just buy your favorite flavor, So, last but not least, in body issues, I cannot tell you how many times this has saved a vacation. It is so tiny but mighty, and it's amazing. These are the Dr. Scholl's blister cushions. I have never been more serious when I say a blister can ruin an entire vacation, especially when you've gone somewhere that involves walking tours, hiking. Oh my gosh, this has saved the day so many times. I have absolutely lost track. And look at how thin they are. They take up no space in your bag, and yet the payoff is exponential. Never leave home without these, especially when you're traveling. Ba-dum-bum. Next, we're going a little deep, of course, because this is your skincare pickles. Now, if you get yourself into a pickle, have no fear. Muchacha's got you, girl. Now, the first little thing, I just got on Etsy and I checked. They don't make this anymore, but, it's a little travel mirror. If you're a millennial like me, you'll love this. You'll always need a mirror, and especially if you need to apply something or check something out on your face, just comes in handy. But the next, our returning champion, of course, we have an Allies of Skin lip balm. So good. I also pack for my overnight lip balm, I always pack the Clarins Hydra Essential Lip Balm. Then, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge Doré micellar water fan. So I have the little tiny travel size, and then I use the little face pads to apply the micellar water. And this is if, like I said, the airport loses your luggage and you just need to get through one night before you can go to a pharmacy, a CVS, a Walgreens to pick up all your stuff. This will at least give me that clean skin feel before I go to bed at night. Then, of course, like I said, Muchacha's got options. So if I want to fully wash my face, these little guys are amazing. Now, I've got a gold one and I've got a little blue one, but these are Suicide Powder Wash, and I've got a gold, I've got a blue. I mean, look at how tiny this little guy is. But if you can see, it is a finely, finely grained rice powder, and you just add a touch of water. And I mean like a drip. And then you rub it together and look at that foam. It feels so good because not only obviously does it clean, but it also exfoliates a little bit and it just feels so good. And because it's not a liquid and it's so tiny and portable, it's the perfect little travel companion for when you're in a pinch and you just want to get a clean face. Then we've got the Tatcha Serum Stick. And this is for any specific spot treatments for your face. And so here, I'll put it on my under eyes, a little bit over the brow bone, and then of course on my little dry patches. And it just works wonders. And again, it's just so simple and easy. It's such a perfect reach and a perfect fit into Muchacha's little arsenal. So we've got that. Then let's say you've already washed your face. So either you've used the little teeny powder or a micellar water. Then I always, morning and night, I need to go in with some kind of essence or a hydrating toner. Now this one is the Mixun Glacier Water, and it is like a huge drink of Gatorade for your skin. I mean, honestly, I would highly consider using this on my whole body. It does have the consistency of a little bit thicker than water, but it kind of drips like a little bit slower than what water would. But oh my gosh, yeah, even just like on my hands right now, it's just like night and day. It's such a quick and easy fix. It is a little bit tacky, so I mean, maybe I wouldn't recommend using it on your whole body, but for your face, your pores just drink it up and you're like, flight? What flight? I never had a flight. I've been at a spa all day. So definitely reach for the Mixun. But then after, I do have a moisturizer that I use, also by Ursa Major, But unfortunately, their gel moisturizer, they don't have in a travel size, but they do have the Golden Hour Recovery Cream, which I am obsessed with. I have been obsessed with for the longest time. And the only reason I'd say why I stopped using it is because it only comes in a jar. And I've kind of tried to move away from that, where most of my moisturizers now will either come in a pump or a tube, because it just kind of gives me the ick if I'm constantly scooping and scooping and scooping. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But when it comes to a travel size, oh my gosh, I just absolutely love the consistency of this because it's not so thick that you feel like you're being suffocated. This is so fresh, almost with a lemony undertone to it, that when you rub it onto your skin, it just feels refreshing. And it was probably my go-to for a few years, and I kind of miss it. So this is my opportunity when I'm traveling and I just need a little bit more hydration, because people don't realize, especially because the glacier water's main ingredient is hyaluronic acid. What hyaluronic acid does is it pulls hydration to it. Now, if possible, it will pull hydration from the outside air and pull it into your skin. But if there is no hydration in the air, for example, like when you're in an airplane and it is just circulating dry air, then what the hyaluronic acid will do is it will actually pull moisture from your skin. And so what you need to do after you apply the hyaluronic acid is you must go over it with a moisturizer. So that's why I have my little trusty Ursa Major Golden Hour to reach for. On that note, so let's just say you've gotten off the plane and you quickly learn that the airline has lost your luggage. So now you are in a hotel room, but Muchacha's here for you, and it's the morning. So you put on your glacier water. Maybe you've put on a little bit of moisturizer if you're feeling a little dehydrated. But what I do is I actually reach for, this is the Round Lab 1025 Docto sunscreen. And it's a Korean formula. And it kind of serves double duty for me, at least, as a moisturizer and SPF. So if you can see, this goes on like a cream. It feels like skincare. It feels like you're putting on a moisturizer, and it blends away seamlessly. It leaves no white cast or anything like that, but it is a little bit thicker because it does have a lot of hydrating properties, and it's just never failed me. So I reach for it every single time, and Muchacha knows that. And so I always keep a stash of my Docto sunscreen with Muchacha. So we're actually coming down to the wire. Look at, there's like not that much stuff left. But after SPF, let's just say you still have not received your luggage and you need to put on makeup. Now I keep the Kosas BB Burst in shade 21 with Muchacha. She always has a stash of this. Now I just found out that Kosas discontinued this. Now I'll put some B-roll of me applying this because it has a really unique consistency where it kind of combines a gel moisturizer with foundation. I'd say that I feel more comfortable using my hands to apply it, so you don't need a brush, you don't need a sponge, nothing. Just these guys. And it is so easy to apply and so hydrating that I am actually really considering going on Amazon, who does have this in stock, and buying a few backups and just hoping that Kosas comes to their senses and they bring it back. But until then, I need to prepare. I am a Girl Scout at heart. But this is just so great to have on hand to add to your trip Wingchick. Okay, now the last and final travel failure that we have is when your comfort is compromised. Because I refuse to suffer. Who willingly opts into suffering? I mean, nobody. So, Muchacha's got you covered. Here's what we got. We're going in. Obviously, low-hanging fruit. This is one of those travel hairbrushes. But sometimes you just kind of need a little, well, yeah, I need a lot of a touch-up. But sometimes you just need a little touch-up. Boom. Super tiny and compact. And I've had this for a year or two, and I am not gentle with it. So, definitely recommend. Then, of course, I've got a clip. I've got bobby pins, I've got hair ties, I've got different hair ties, but I just intertwine them all together just so I have them just in case. Because sometimes you just need to pull your hair back, right? So then, if you do pull your hair back, I got a little baby hairspray, always great in a pinch. And then, that's what I love. This train case is by Cushy, and I don't know if I can show you, but behind this zipper right here, I actually store a bunch more things. And one of those things happens to be some under eye masks. I will never say no to an eye mask. And especially when you're just not feeling hydrated and you want to slap these on, these are my favorite. These are the Topicals Brightening Eye Masks. Boom, there we go. So sometimes I will get such a massive headache from traveling. I'm dehydrated. I don't drink enough water. Yada, yada, yada. I know, the fault is here. But I will have taken my Excedrin and it just has not kicked in yet. And I got these Bihumi Steam Eye Masks. And what they are is, actually, I'll show you the instructions on the back. So as soon as you open it up, it delivers this warm, soothing heat. And I'm sure you can relate, but when you have such a massive headache, and especially when you have that pain radiating across your sinuses, a warming eye mask that you don't need to recharge, you don't need to amp up, you don't need to fuss with. It is a 2-step open, and you are on your way to better days. This is awesome. And like I said, everything that I am talking about today, I have included an Amazon storefront link down below. I encourage you to click on it. If you liked anything, if anything spoke to you, if anything connects to your travel experience, I really encourage you to take a look around because honestly, Muchacha has saved me so many times and it really turns a trip around when you're able to keep going, keep moving, and you don't feel like you've been gut punched for the rest of your trip. Am I right? Okay, so last but not least, I believe I have one more item, and that is if you just want to feel good, right? You've gotten over a red eye, your hotel room isn't ready yet, and you just need a little bit of a fresh, light, floral, fruity feeling. And that's when Valentino, born in Roma, extra dose comes in handy. And it comes in handy for 2 reasons. One, because it's a light scent and it's not crazy overpowering or offensive. It's just something that you can splash on that's a real crowd pleaser. Yeah, I almost forgot. So it's got top notes of blackcurrant and rum, but its base note is vanilla. And everybody loves the vanilla. Everyone needs at least one vanilla in their life, and especially when you're traveling, there's a reason why people consider a vanilla to be a universal crowd pleaser. So the second reason why I chose this fragrance as opposed to any of the other million travel fragrances that I have is because of the packaging. So this is actually rubber. And so it really gives me peace of mind that this thing is not going to break. It's just a cool little container, and I've really never seen anything like it. And it's small, it's compact, but kind of purposeful. So that is, from start to finish, how my muchacha saves the day. Always. She sticks the landing, and she delivers because she's got you. And I encourage everyone out there to build out their trip Wingchick, because if you can get ahead of all the mishaps and trip-ups and National Lampoon vacation moments, then I say do it. There's only upside to preparing before you go. And now that I've given you the blueprint on how to prepare and always be prepared for anything and everything that is thrown your way on a vacation, then you're just going to feel better and be a much more confident traveler. I can't wait for my trip. My pup Winnie and I, we're going back to San Francisco tomorrow. Now, Muchacha will be going with me in my travel backpack. And my travel backpack also serves as almost an overnight bag because it has all my essentials while I check in my luggage with everything else. But it's just a little bit bigger, I'd say, than a typical backpack. Muchacha fits in perfectly in the bottom. And obviously I have some tissues, some disinfecting wipes, and of course a Lysol spray just in case. And that always lives in my travel backpack. But because I have Muchacha, I'm confident. And I know I'm going to have just the best time, no matter what comes my way. So on that note, I'm wishing everyone a wonderful night, and I'm wishing you a happy trip wherever your travels take you. Have a great night. And I love you. Bye.